Attention, Cules. A bomb has just exploded at FC Barcelona, and what is happening with Robert Lewandowski promises to mark a before and after in the club's recent history. The veteran Polish striker, who has been a goal-scoring reference in the Blaugrana team, is going through the most decisive weeks of his career. Barça has made strategic, albeit controversial, decisions aimed at preparing the club for a more balanced and competitive future. This news deeply affects the supporters, as losing a player of Lewandowski's caliber is never easy, especially if it benefits a direct rival like Atletico de Madrid, who are looking to take advantage of this situation. Robert Lewandowski, at 37 years old, has proven to be an elite scorer and an undisputed leader on the field. However, Barça has decided not to offer him an extension beyond June 2026, recognizing that age and declining performance require the club to plan a transition toward new leaders in attack. This decision, while painful for many supporters, reflects the vision of the Blaugrana management. It is not just about retaining historic players but preparing the team for the coming seasons, ensuring a balance between experience and youth, and creating space for new figures capable of taking on the responsibility of leading the attack. Despite this decision, Lewandowski remains competitive, and his quality has not disappeared. He has started the season with a reduced role, aware that the team is building a new offensive phase. His professionalism and commitment have been evident in every training session and every minute played, proving that he can still contribute to the club. But Barça, with an eye on the future, has decided to prioritize long-term planning. The management does not want to leave the transition to chance or depend exclusively on the experience of a single player. They want to build a system where creativity, youth, and adaptability define the future. The situation is complicated by the entry of Atletico de Madrid into the equation. The Colchonero club, always on the lookout for opportunities to strengthen their squad without spending fortunes, has shown interest in Lewandowski, following a model similar to the signing of Luis Suarez, which allowed them to win La Liga. Atletico believes that, despite the striker's age, they can still offer him minutes, a central role, and continuity in the league, making this move unacceptable for Barça. Losing a player of his caliber to a rival would be a difficult wound to heal, especially against a team that historically competes for the same titles. Information from Poland confirms that Atletico is ready to offer him a place in their squad. Although Lewandowski could explore other options such as the Premier League or the Saudi Pro League, his apparent priority is to stay in Spain. This puts Barça in a dilemma. On one hand, the need to free up salary space and prepare the attack for the future. On the other, the risk that a rival club benefits from the departure of a historic player still capable of making a difference in decisive matches. The transition Barça is facing is not simple. The club is planning to find a successor capable of taking on the responsibility of leading the offense and maintaining the competitive level demanded by the supporters. Lewandowski's departure will accelerate the arrival of energetic, talented, and ambitious young profiles, capable of ensuring that the team continues to dominate La Liga and compete in Europe at the highest level. But this strategy does not erase the fact that the farewell to the Pole will be an emotional moment for the squad, the technical staff, and, of course, the supporters, who have enjoyed his scoring ability and commitment season after season. Barça, in its strategic vision, knows that this decision may generate controversy and debate among supporters. However, the management remains convinced that preparing the club's future is more important than clinging to the past, even when that past is as bright as Lewandowski's legacy. Sports planning aims to balance experience and youth, maintain a powerful, dynamic, and versatile attack, and ensure that the team can sustain its competitive level over several seasons. Tactically, Lewandowski's departure will allow Barça to explore new offensive formulas, combining young talents and experienced players capable of taking on different roles in attack. This transition will also send a message to La Masia and the market. Barça remains a club that bets on talent, develops its players, and always seeks to maintain its supremacy in Spain and Europe. It is a clear message to historic rivals. The club that has led innovation and quality does not stop, even in the face of difficult decisions like this one. The situation of Robert Lewandowski has sparked intense debate among supporters, and it is not surprising. Losing a striker of his caliber, who has consistently proven to be a ruthless scorer and a leader in the dressing room, is not a decision taken lightly. However, Barça is adopting a strategic approach aimed at balancing experience with the need for renewal and freshness in the squad. The Blaugrana management has understood that, although Lewandowski can still influence matches, age is beginning to play an important role in his performance. Keeping him beyond 2026 could limit the club's ability to evolve in its offensive project and offer opportunities to young talents waiting to consolidate. The management is convinced that this transition must be orderly and planned. That is why different profiles are being evaluated to take on the role of leader in attack once Lewandowski leaves the club. It is not about replacing a scorer but transforming the offensive structure so that Barça maintains its dominance in La Liga and its competitiveness in Europe. Every decision made aims to ensure that the team continues to progress, even in the face of the temptation to give in to offers from high-profile veteran players. The risk that Atletico de Madrid could benefit from Lewandowski's departure has not gone unnoticed. The Colchonero club has shown interest in the Pole with the intention of replicating the strategy used with Luis Suarez, when the striker decisively contributed to winning the league title. This possibility is concerning, as a direct rival could strengthen their squad at the expense of a Barça player. However, the management has shown intelligence and foresight by prioritizing sports planning over immediate pressure. Maintaining a sustainable and competitive project has always been more important than giving in to short-term solutions. A tactical revolution underway, toward a new offensive era for Barça. The departure of Robert Lewandowski does not just mark the end of an era but the dawn of a deep tactical transformation for FC Barcelona. Indeed, his absence on the field could well unlock unsuspected possibilities to rethink the Blaugrana attack. Historically, Barça has always been an innovative club, capable of adapting to the evolution of football while preserving its unique DNA, a game based on possession, creativity, and constant pressure. With Lewandowski's departure, coaches will have the opportunity to reinvent the offensive system, integrating promising young talents while relying on veterans capable of bringing experience and leadership. A balanced blend of youth and experience. One of the keys to this transition lies in balancing the exuberance of youth with the wisdom of experienced players. Barça's young attackers, trained at La Masia or recruited for their potential, could finally get their chance to shine at the highest level. Their speed, technique, and hunger for victory could bring a new dimension to the attack, while benefiting from the guidance of more experienced players. The latter, although less present on the field, could play a mentoring role, guiding the youngsters in their development and helping them adapt to the demands of modern football. More versatile and adaptive strategies. The absence of a reference striker like Lewandowski could also open the door to more flexible tactical schemes. Coaches could experiment with different formations, depending on opponents and match situations. For example, Barça could alternate between a two-striker system to exploit the width of the field or a more compact system with a false nine to destabilize opposing defenses. This versatility would allow the club to adapt more easily to the challenges posed by different teams, whether in La Liga or the Champions League. An evolution, not just a replacement. It is crucial to understand that this transition is not just about finding a replacement for Lewandowski. Instead, it is a unique opportunity for Barça to reinvent itself, building a team that is more dynamic, creative, and resilient. The goal is to preserve Barça's essence, that offensive and aesthetic style that has made the club famous, while enriching it with new talents and innovative tactical ideas. This approach would allow Barça to remain competitive not only in Spain but also on the European stage, where the demands are increasingly high. A motivational effect on the squad, meritocracy at the heart of the project. Beyond tactical aspects, Lewandowski's departure could have a profound psychological impact on the squad. Indeed, this transition sends a clear message to young players. At Barça, opportunities must be earned. Every player, whether from La Masia or recruited externally, will have to prove their worth on the field through hard work, discipline, and commitment to the club's project. A chance for young players to step up. For Barça's young talents, this transitional period represents an unmissable opportunity to take on responsibilities and become leaders within the team. Players like Yamal, GAVI, or PEDRI, already seen as the future pillars of the club, could accelerate their development by taking advantage of this new context. Their ability to adapt quickly, innovate, and show maturity will be tested, but also rewarded if they meet expectations. A strengthened competitive mindset. This dynamic of meritocracy can only strengthen the competitive mindset within the team. Every player, whether young or experienced, will have to push themselves to keep their place in the starting 11. Such emulation is essential to maintain a high level of demand, both individually and collectively. It also helps create a culture of effort and perseverance, fundamental values for a club like Barça, which always aspires to dominate world football. What do you think, Kules, about this historic transition? Dear supporters, your voice is essential in this debate that is shaking the Blaugrana world. Barça is at a decisive crossroads, and every opinion counts in shaping the club's future. Do you think the decision not to extend Robert Lewandowski's contract is the right one to ensure a bright future for Barca? Or do you believe the club is taking an unnecessary risk by parting ways prematurely with a legend still capable of making a difference? How do you view this transition toward a new generation of leaders in attack? Do you see it as an opportunity for rebirth or an irreparable loss for the club? Which young players would you like to see emerge to take over from Lewandowski? Who, in your opinion, has the potential to become the new face of the Blaugrana attack? How do you emotionally handle this turning point in the club's history? Are you confident in Barca's ability to reinvent itself, or worried about the uncertainty this transition represents? Share your thoughts, hopes, and concerns in the comments below. Like if you support the management's strategic vision, and subscribe to stay updated on the next steps of this metamorphosis, which could well redefine FC Barcelona for years to come. Together, let's continue to believe in this club, support its players, and celebrate its legacy while looking to the future with optimism and determination. After all, Barca is not just a team. It's a passion, an identity, a family.